Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Look at this. Binance Wallet users saw zero balances due to network congestion. They say its display lag will be resolved soon. This was, I'm assuming, during the crash on Friday. Look at this from Vandell at Black Swan Capitalist. Coinbase froze during the flush out. This is exactly why I always suggest having credible alternative exchanges brokerages. iTrustCapital stayed fully operational. You could have easily had your orders filled while the rest of the market was stuck watching error messages. One of the many reasons that iTrustCapital is one of my partners, why I have a lot of XRP on iTrustCapital. If you haven't done so already, if you'd like to have institutional grade custody, if you'd like to have the closed loop system where crypto and cash can go in, but crypto cannot come out, only cash can come out. This is one of the best safeguards I've seen since I got into this against these hackers trying to get your crypto out. Because every time you hear about a hack, they always send crypto off to one of their wallets. They can't do it if you have an iTrustCapital account. Go to iTrustCapital.com/XRPArmy if you're interested in opening an account. It'll take you to my page here. You can open an IRA or a premium custody account. Send your XRP right in there if you, like I did. All right. The market is recovering. We're back up to 3.91 trillion, or 3.85 now. But this is what I keep telling you. All I'm looking at, I'm not looking at the XRP price other than to buy dips. I bought this dip. I'm planning on buying it today or tomorrow again if we stay down here below 275-ish. But I wanted to make the point. They said here, how many crypto crashes have you survived? And I said, all of them. Well, at least all of them since Mt. Gox. That's when I first got in this. And I've been accumulating, regardless of what happened, all the way since back then. Call me crazy. Maybe I am. but I have. And the reason I have is because I've never been able to not be fixated on what Ripple's doing and what XRP represents, in my opinion. That's what I'll keep doing. This is a good little reminder. In 2017, right before 6,000% pump, it flash crashed almost 53%. XRP flash crash this past week was 48%. You know what I'm thinking? I have a guess price explosion in the coming weeks. The stage, if the stage has ever been set, folks. So all of it, the reason things crashed on Friday was because Trump said he was going to put 100% tariffs on China. But then this weekend he tweets this, don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for this country. Neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. And that's from Donald Trump. And then he said this on his plane.
President Xi of China, you've been truthing about another world leader. You said not to worry about China, but he's been putting out some tough statements in regards to your tariffs, sir. Are you planning to speak with him? When's the last time you spoke?
We're putting out tough statements because we are taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, not only from China, from other countries. We've become a wealthy country again, and the tariffs have given us a diplomatic strength. They've given us negotiating strength. I settled a few of the wars just based on tariffs. I said, as an example, with India and with Pakistan, I said, if you guys want to fight a war and you have nuclear weapons, I'm going to put big tariffs on you both, like 100%, 150, and 200%. No, don't do that. I said, I'm putting tariffs. I had that thing settled in 24 hours. If I didn't have tariffs, you could have never settled that war. You do that better than anybody, McGee.
First, more tariffs on China. Are you considering walking that back?
Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico. Politico's gone bad. They've been so wrong about everything. Politico has been so wrong about everything. Let's get somebody else to ask some questions.
This guy's hilarious.
Is that all right? This Politico is fake news.
Do you plan on meeting with Xi now when you go to Asia in a couple of weeks?
Well, you saw the statement I put out that he had a bad day. And I think we're going to be fine with China. Look, I have a great relationship with President Xi. He's a very tough man. He's a very smart man. He's a great leader for their country. He's a great leader. And I have a great relationship with him. I think we'll get it set. I know what happened. I really understand what happened. And I'm not even saying he's wrong. But then we met him with something much tougher than what he did to us. Again, because of the tariffs, it's much tougher.
Okay, then Scott, the the Treasury Secretary, says he's hoping to meet with his Chinese counterpart before Trump and Xi meet. I think they've got plans, folks. Nate Garachi, check this out. Once government shutdown ends spot crypto ETF floodgates open. Ironic that growing fiscal debt and usual political fear holding up these up. Exactly what crypto is targeting. I mean, folks, the stage cannot be more set than it is. This Wall Street type manipulation, but this time I think it's somebody different than Wall Street. In fact, in the private group today, they think they've figured out who that whale was. The guy that put in Bitcoin shorts 30 minutes before Trump's tariff announcement. That guy, they think they've found who he is. I'm going to show you who they think he is. Then Hunter Horsley puts this out, new special report from Morgan Stanley. I'm trying to remember what GIC stands for. Let's see. Global Investment Committee. We aim to support our financial advisors and clients who may flexibly allocate to cryptocurrency as a part of their multi-asset portfolios. They guide 16,000 advisors managing $2 trillion in savings and wealth for clients. We're entering the mainstream era. Yes, sir, we are. I know somebody from my hometown that works for Morgan Stanley, and I told them 5 years ago, I told the guy, because he thought I was an idiot for investing in cryptocurrency, and I told him, I said, not only am I right, but you are going to be selling cryptocurrency. The only reason you're not now is because you don't have a way to make money off of it. ETFs represent a way for them to make money off of it. That's what it's always been about. And he laughed in my face. Well, who's laughing now? And Raoul Paul, this is also perfect. All said and done, regardless of what sparked it, Friday was a flash crash. Flash crashes usually recover in V shapes back to their prior price range and usually go on to make new highs shortly after. In this case, we entirely wiped out all accumulated leverage to higher. And then Dom, good reminder, leverage traders got flushed out just before we head back to all-time highs. Don't use leverage. And I retweeted it and said, ever. Not in crypto, not now. Maybe one day, but not now. Okay, now, folks, if you don't know by now, 60 Minutes is part of the propaganda wing of Wall Street, whatever you want to call it, the deep state, all the above. When you start seeing them putting people like Larry Fink on 60 Minutes to talk about crypto, that's how you know it's almost go time with the propaganda media.
I did say Bitcoin, because we were talking about Bitcoin then.
And in this case, the propaganda media is going to help all of those of us that that hold crypto.
Was the domain of money launderers and thieves. But the markets teach you have to always relook at your assumptions. There is a role for crypto in the same way there's a role for gold. That is, it's an alternative. For those looking to diversify, this is not a bad asset, but I don't believe that it should be a large component of your portfolio.
Yeah, for now. Okay, and then we got this is interesting right here. Chief Business Officer at Swift, Michael Spiegel.
Look, clients are increasingly looking at a world where they want not only to see data, but also assets and therefore value move instantly. And that's currently not the case. And in emerging markets, in fast-growing markets, the demand for always on is accelerating, and they're looking at reliable services. And tokenization is actually bringing a reliable service, actually brings innovation to the market that we can then bring to our clients. In my mind, the landscape of finance or digital finance is at a tipping point. So tokenization and digital assets are about to move from pilot into mainstream. And at Standard Chartered Bank, we have been a leader in this area.
Thierry, why is SWIFT, a trusted backbone of global finance, now moving into blockchain-based ledger technology?
Yes, so I'll take a step back. So today we connect about 11,500 financial institutions across the globe, over 200 countries. Michael has just said, financial institutions are already taking a leap forward around tokenization. We feel the momentum, and it's been on day 4 of Cybos, and every single meeting we're having, this embracing tokenization, as Michael said, it's a new reality. There is a challenge, however. The ecosystem is still fragmented. There is
you need interoperability, huh?
Lack of global standards or interoperability, something that we've done at SWIFT on the fiat rails. So for us, extending the current infrastructure with a blockchain-based ledger, it's just a natural extension. It's the right time, it's a natural extension, and we're quite excited about the journey.
Of course, this isn't something SWIFT are doing alone, is it? How important is the community in making this a reality?
Oh, critical. You've seen that we are together with a group of over 30 global financial institutions. We need to tackle this together. Every single institution is already in its journey to improve the service level to their clients. And in order to unlock that benefit of scale, we need to work together. And
work together, huh? Okay, now this is interesting. And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but for a long time, there's been ideas floated about the potential of the XRP ledger being gifted to the world, the United States government. Here, Brad Combs from Digital Perspective says, was the XRP ledger gifted to the president for U.S. government adoption? Like the ILP Interledger Protocol was the W3C World Wide Web Consortium. Folks, the biggest question I've always had is why all these guys, all the Trumps, all the government people, nobody will even speak of the XRP ledger. And that's the kind of stuff that leads me to believe that this kind of thing is possible.
I tell them what a gratis vendor.
This is the Commerce Secretary, Howard, what's his name? Drawing a blank on his last name. In my old age, my memory's not what it used to be, unless I'm talking about XRP.
There is.
Yeah.
Because I was not going to go into the government. I was doing
Howard Lutnick. I always get it.
Transition.
What is a gratis vendor?
A gratis vendor is an approved vendor for the United States of America that gives product to the
That's the question. Is Ripple a gratis vendor?
government. Doesn't sell it.
Okay.
So therefore, I don't have to go through the whole process of becoming a proper vendor because you're giving it to us. And then if you give it to Article 2, which is the president's stuff, then the president can accept it. Right? Because it's give.
Sorry, Howard, what's an example of this? Like just to make
I write some software.
You write some software.
I write some software for the Commerce Department to do a better job of XYZ. You just give it to me. And then I do QA on it, and I can take it. If you sell it to me for $1, we go into government hell.
Right, the whole rigmarole.
Right? But if you give it to me, right? And then I set up, so I said, I'm calling it Doge. And I registered the name Doge.
You said...
What if Ripple's a gratis vendor? Now, we all know that when the market crashed the other day, somebody placed a big Bitcoin short 30 minutes before the news came out. There are people online who think they've found who that guy was, and I'm going to show it to you in the group. You can go to daixrp.com if you'd like to join through the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, click join below any of these YouTube videos. If you'd rather join through X, hit subscribe. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.